I'm going to be straight with you right now. This could be the decision that defines the final chapter of the Golden State Warriors dynasty, and maybe even Stephen Curry's legacy. Not a rumor, not noise, not another recycled headline. This is real pressure, real stakes, the kind of moment where one move changes everything. And before we go any further, if you're a real Warriors fan who lives and breathes this team, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop your take in the comments, because this conversation right here, this is the one that actually matters. Because right now, Dub Nation, the Warriors are standing at a crossroads. One path is loyalty, it's history, it's everything that built this dynasty from the ground up. The other path is ruthless ambition, cold, calculated, all in for one last run. And that tension, you can feel it. You can see it in the way the front office is moving. This doesn't feel like a team planning for the future anymore. This feels like a team racing against time. And let's not pretend otherwise. Time is the real story here. Stephen Curry is still elite, still capable of taking over games in ways that don't make sense. But he's not 27 anymore. The window isn't closed, but it's not wide open either. Every season now carries weight. Every decision carries consequences. And the Warriors know it. That's why everything feels different. You look at this past stretch, and something shifted. The urgency is louder. The patience is gone. They're not asking what this team can be in 3 years. They're asking what it can be right now. What gives Steph the best chance to win another title before it's too late? And that's where things start to get uncomfortable. Because when you ask that question honestly, nobody is untouchable. Not even Draymond Green. Now pause for a second and really think about that. Draymond isn't just a player. He's the identity, the defense, the voice, the fire that holds everything together. For over a decade, he's been the emotional core of this team. The guy who does the things that don't show up in the box score, but win championships. You don't replace that, you don't trade that. At least, that's what we thought. But then you look at what's happening behind the scenes, and one name keeps coming up: Kevin Durant. And this is where it gets complicated, because KD isn't just another star. He's not just a scorer. He's someone who already knows exactly what it takes to win in Golden State. 2 championships, 2 finals MVPs, one of the most dominant offensive stretches this league has ever seen. When Kevin Durant was in a Warriors uniform, the offense wasn't just great, it was unstoppable. And now imagine that again. Imagine that level of scoring next to Steph Curry in this current moment. Late in games, when defenses tighten, when everything slows down, when possessions matter more than ever, who do you trust to go get a bucket? KD answers that question instantly. But here's the thing nobody wants to say out loud. Bringing Kevin Durant back isn't just about adding talent. It's about changing the identity of the team again. It's about shifting the balance that made this dynasty what it is. And yeah, we have to be honest about KD too. The last few seasons haven't been perfect. Injuries, playoff disappointments, questions about durability. He's not the same version from 2017, but even with all of that, when he's on the floor, he's still one of the most dangerous offensive players in the world. That doesn't just disappear. So now the real question becomes simple, but heavy. What does Steph Curry need right now? Because as valuable as Draymond is, as important as his leadership and defense have been, the truth is staring right at us. Curry needs scoring help. He needs spacing. He needs someone who can take pressure off him when defenses are throwing everything at him in the fourth quarter. And Kevin Durant gives you that immediately. No adjustment period, no waiting, no hoping, just instant offense at an elite level. But at what cost? Because if the path to bringing KD back runs through trading Draymond Green, then this isn't just a basketball move. This is a philosophical shift. This is choosing offense over identity. This is betting that one final offensive push is more valuable than the defensive foundation that built a dynasty. And that's where this decision becomes bigger than stats or fit. This is about legacy. If it works, if somehow Steph and KD reunite and make one more run, we're talking about one of the boldest moves in NBA history. A final chapter where 2 generational players come together again and remind the world what dominance looks like. But if it fails, then you've lost something you can't replace. You've broken apart the core that defined an era, and there's no undo button for that. And we've already seen signs that this organization knows time is running out. Look at the Jonathan Kuminga situation. That wasn't just about a young player struggling for consistency. That exposed something deeper. It showed hesitation. It showed uncertainty in how to balance development with winning now. Kuminga had stretches where he looked like the future. Efficient scoring, confidence growing, flashes of real star potential, and then suddenly, he's out of the rotation, just like that. No rhythm, no consistency. That's not just about the player. That's about the system. And when he started thriving elsewhere, it forced a tough question. Did the Warriors' system fail him? Did the same structure that created a dynasty also make it harder for new talent to grow? Because if that's true, then the lesson is clear. You don't have time to develop anymore. You don't have time to wait and hope. You have to maximize what you have right now. And what you have right now is Stephen Curry still playing at an elite level, still capable of carrying a team deep into the playoffs if he has the right support. So the front office is looking at every option, every possibility, every uncomfortable decision. And that's why this KD conversation isn't going away, because it represents the most aggressive version of that mindset. The all-in move, the move that says we're not here to preserve the past, we're here to win right now. But again, that comes with consequences. You lose Draymond, you lose more than defense, you lose leadership, you lose the voice that holds players accountable, you lose the chemistry that's been built over years of winning and losing together. And chemistry isn't something you can just recreate overnight, especially not in the middle of a championship push. At the same time, you can't ignore what Kevin Durant brings. Pure scoring, shot creation, the ability to take over when everything breaks down. That's something this current Warriors team has struggled with in key moments. So now you're weighing two different kinds of value. One is intangible, emotional, foundational. The other is immediate, measurable, and potentially game-changing. And there's no easy answer. That's why this moment feels so big. Because whichever direction the Warriors choose, it's going to define how this era ends, not how it's remembered, but how it actually finishes on the court. Are they going to ride with the core that built the dynasty and trust that experience, chemistry, and identity can carry them one more time? Or are they going to make the bold move, bring back Kevin Durant, and go all in on offense for one last shot? And here's the part that makes this even more intense. The rest of the league isn't waiting. The West is stacked. Younger teams are rising. The margin for error is smaller than it's been in years. So standing still isn't really an option. You either evolve or you get left behind. And that's exactly where the Warriors are right now. Right in the middle of that tension between loyalty and ambition, between honoring the past and chasing the future. And if you're still watching right now, if you're really thinking about what this team should do, then you already know this isn't a simple decision. So go ahead, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let your voice be heard in the comments, because this debate is far from over, and your perspective matters here. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about trades or lineups. This is about how dynasties end. This is about how legends close their careers. This is about whether the Warriors are willing to risk everything for one more shot at greatness. And I keep coming back to the same question. What gives Steph Curry the best chance to win one more ring? Because whatever the answer to that question is, that's the move the Warriors have to make. Not the safe move, not the comfortable move, the right move. And maybe that means staying loyal. Maybe that means trusting Draymond, trusting the system, and believing that this group still has one more run in them. Or maybe it means doing something that feels almost impossible, something that changes everything overnight, bringing Kevin Durant back. Either way, the clock is ticking, and every second matters now. So here's what I want to know from you. Be real about it. If you're in the front office, if you're the one making the call, do you trade Draymond Green for Kevin Durant to give Steph one more real shot at a title? Or do you believe that move breaks something deeper that can't be fixed? Drop your answer in the comments, subscribe if you haven't already, and stay locked in because this offseason might be the one that changes everything for the Golden State Warriors.